Hey guys, what's good, what's happening, and what's going on? Yes, I am filming this on the exact same day that I fixed that laptop because stuff arrived in the mail. Guys, I'm trying to figure out stuff to do this winter, and one thing I can do, ignore this, you probably noticed it on the last video, this finger's red. On Tuesday during Modern Arnis, we were doing stick fighting, and I got hand hunted, and yeah, that's what a rattan stick did. For some reason, it cracked my finger. I figured, you know, it would just, like normally I get hand hunted and it heals, but no, apparently I got an infection. So I've been using this on it, and it's been working, but it was a lot worse on Wednesday. Anyway, that's what this video is about. Basically what I was thinking for this winter, something I can work on that I definitely do need work on because, well, I suck, is airbrushing. Now you're probably saying, Adam, you airbrush in the garage. That's where things are gonna get a little different. I'm gonna airbrush in here. Now, before you go, oh my God, Adam, overspray, it's gonna get into all your computers and stuff. I kind of sort of thought about that, but not really, but kind of sorta. What we're gonna do is we're gonna make an airbrush station beside the 3D printer and filter it to suck in all of the air and blow it through a filter so that all the overspray gets coated on something else other than everything else in my room. Will this work? From what I watched on YouTube videos, yeah. But then again, they're YouTube videos and sometimes people fake those. So I guess we'll find out if I trash my shit. Anyway, for this airbrush station, as you guys know, my airbrush broke. Second one, because yours truly didn't clean it after the last use because I'm kind of dumb like that. So we had to get another one. However, one of the things I had a problem with when airbrushing was holding the bait. Normally I hold it when I'm painting, but when I'm done and I apply the UV resin, I like to put it on something to support, and that's where this device comes in. So I went on the good old Amazons, because, well, where else do you shop? This is all Prime Day stuff too, so it was on sale. Not by much, but you know. I went and bought one of these, which is bubble wrap. However, there's something inside the bubble wrap. Inside the first bubble wrap is a heavy metal plate that says Koto. Okay. Inside the second bubble wrap, if I can get it open, is a bunch of gator grips. You probably see where I'm going with this. And some rubber feet with 3M on them. And some bendable arms. We'll get to that in a second. Assuming these are magnetic. Yup. Holy crap. Okay, so with this kit, and this is like, you can bend it and it holds the position. I saw this here on, I can't remember. Some guy was doing painting and he pointed out this kit and I had to look it up and I was like, that's pretty sweet. These just screw on the end here. Can't remember what site I was on when I was watching it, and the guy's like, if you're having an issue with your baits and holding them, I bought this here from Amazon and it was really cheap and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, holy crap, that's awesome. Because you just put this plate down, just like rubber feet on the bottom, and then you just, and it's on there. Like, you really got to want to remove it. And then you can just bend this here to however you want to hold on to your item. It's supposed to be for soldering, but you can basically use it to grip hold on anything. And then I believe this here should, yeah, you can basically set up the gator grip to however you want. So that's pretty sweet. And it came with 2 of these arms. So like, normally you want to put it on a rotisserie when you're, and I'm thinking about building one of those, but that means I got to buy a can of tomato juice. That's how I saw another guy make one of those UV clearing stations. But there we go. Set that up, and then you can just bend these arms to grab onto your bait and hold on to it while it's curing. But we're probably going to make a curing station at some point in time. Not sure when, but rubber feet for the bottom. And I'm guessing these things here go on the gator grips so that they're not so prongy and have a soft grip. But whatever. It's going to be grabbing a wire tie. Not a big deal. I'll install these feet later. And they give you 3 gator grips for some reason. I don't know why. Probably in case you lose one or break it. But I figured over the winter I can practice my painting so I can get a little better. So when I'm 3D printing lures and I paint them, it doesn't look like some first grader's art class project. And it actually looks somewhat pro. But we'll see how that comes out later on. So this is the first part. This here has nothing to do with the video. There's word that there's some polar vortex coming through and the ice might freeze and we might be able to go ice fishing. I do have that reel from Temu, but I didn't have line, and they had a deal on this. It's ice braid. Apparently it doesn't absorb water and it's better for fishing. Nothing to do with this video. I just figured I would show you that I had another package that came in. So apparently this is supposed to come with 4 of them. It shows that it's supposed to come with 4 of them. So that's cool. Mine only came with 2. Not a big deal. I only need 2. I don't need 4. Now, I got another package here to resolve the issue with the airbrush. Now, you're probably saying, Adam, how are you going to airbrush inside without a compressor? Well, that's why I bought this kit here, and it was actually on a really good sale. Regular, this thing here was going for $60, and they had it on sale for $44.95, and I was like, doors. What we have here is a bunch of brown paper. That's how we're going to spray paint. I'm kidding, guys. Unless I'm not. What we got here is a black box. Not like the ones you'd find from an airplane, because this one here didn't come from an airplane. It came from Amazon. Is it just me, or is this like cellophane wrapping becoming a little bit more and more complex as days go by? All right, so inside the box, let me just get the lid off, we have a warranty certificate with a lifetime warranty. Oh man, I should actually abuse that when I forget to clean it. We have a airbrush operations manual. We have a phallic looking container. We have a power adapter. Why do we have a power adapter? Maybe because this airbrush kit comes with its own compressor. That's right, guys, a compressor. Now, theoretically, they said this airbrush is meant for painting your nails, but like, seriously? If you can paint your nails, you can paint a lure. Like, come on, they're like the same size. Also comes with your line to hook up to your airbrush. Comes with your airbrush. So this is pretty sweet. It's just like the other one. You got your blows air, and then as you pull back, it releases more paint. You have your cup, and this container here is in case you want to load in a lot of paint. Like, I guess you could spray paint your car. I wouldn't recommend it. It would take you forever. But you just load your paint in there, pull the trigger, start spraying. Super sweet. Also comes with something that I hopefully don't lose, is the maintenance kit. Your cleaning brushes and all that fun stuff. What the heck is this? Probably look that up. Maybe that's somewhere to put the brush. If I take off this little condom, do you fit in there? Yes, you do. Cool. Okay, so I'm gonna mount this onto the actual paint booth once I build it somehow. Or wait, oh guys, I didn't even realize that. This compressor, I don't need to make anything. I was gonna 3D print something to mount that to the paint booth, but this compressor has a little slot on the side here, and this fits in there like a glove. So when you're done painting and you clean your paintbrush, unlike I always do, you can just stick it in there and boom, look at that, isn't that cute? Oh, it's so cute. Ooja da boo boos. And then you get another needle for finer detail. You get a 5 mil and what's the other one? A 2 mil. So I'm thinking the 3 mil is already installed. Holy crap, did they give you a freaking, no way, they actually gave you a freaking filter? None of my airbrushes came with this. Guys, this is a water filter so that when you're running your air through it, it'll take any water out of the air and then piss it all over your table. Well, that's really cool. That's really cool. Okay, I've never used one of those before. Probably why I went through 2 airbrushes already. And then we have, like I already showed the needles. And then they gave another cup here, like this one here, just smaller. So I probably won't use these. I'll probably just use the metal cup, but that is what we got. Now this here is a 12 volt, 2 amps. This is a 12 volt based compressor. Sweet. All right. Now, like I said, I want to build an a spray booth. I thought about using cardboard to do it, but then I was thinking like Dollar Store sells that white cardboard project board. Oh man, that's in there. Okay, so this isn't going back in the box. Now the reason why I was thinking about that project board is because that might be pretty damn a good idea to use with some like duct tape or something to build the initial shell. Now for the air filters, I was thinking about using some computer fans to mount on the back and running it through some sort of a filtration. Okay, GoPro overheated on me and shut off mid-sentence. Anyway, what I was thinking about for a paint center is going to Dollarama and buying like that project bristle board shit. Now we use it in the past. I don't know where the hell I put it, but luckily Dollarama, it's cheap. And I was gonna build like a box to paint in, kind of like an angled box. It sounds good in my head, but I'm probably gonna mess it up and it's not gonna be that good when I'm done, but it should be good enough to do what I wanna do. And then I was thinking about running like a tube out the back up and then have it exhaust all the air that gets sucked out by the fan through the filter. I've seen them built before. They look pretty good. So that's my battle plan. Now, I don't know if I'm gonna go to Dollarama today. This might be something I do later on. That's my battle plan for the winter, is to practice airbrushing. Obviously the 3D printer will be put to work. It's gonna be printing off lures that I'm gonna be painting. It should be a good time. Whether or not I film the painting process, that's another story, but this video is going to be about building a paint booth in my computer room with a bunch of technology around it that could easily die if it gets covered in paint. So stay tuned.
3 days later.
Oh, hey guys, it's a different day. Now you can tell I'm wearing a different shirt. It's actually Monday. I started the filming this here, what, Saturday? The reason why it's a different day is because Friday, was it Friday night? Yeah, Friday night I ended up going out, and you guys already seen that video, with my friend Jocelyn to go try and see a comet, but we were covered in overcast, so therefore there was no way to see a comet. Sunday being yesterday, it was super busy. I went to brunch with a friend. You guys remember that time I made a video about working on a movie? Well, the producer was in town and asked me and Jocelyn to go to brunch. So I was like, yeah, sure, all right. So we went to brunch and hung out and stuff. And, and I just got sidetracked with other things and forgot that I had a video in production because, well, I'm awesome. However, after the comment stuff, you did see that I went to the store and bought items. I bought these pieces of foam board. I thought they were corrugated, but it turns out they're not. They're actually like foam with like bristle board glued to them. So I'm hoping this works out. This is basically where I want to build it because I got my power bar back there that I can plug the compressor up here into. And then I got another piece down here. So I have a real bad idea on how I want to do this. I'm just not sure how to execute it because I'm not an engineer or really that good of a builder or anything in general. Putting this here is going to prevent me from doing what I wanted to do with the 3D printer. What the hell is that? Okay, it's just a screw. This 3D printer, people were asking me, can you put a thing on the side to put the spool on the side instead of on the back? And yes, you can. On the USB drive it came with some printables to upgrade it, and one of them was an like a side spool off the side that spools up the back through the Bowden tube into your thing and makes your plastic things. Yeah, my English is kind of rough today, guys. However, my finger is getting better, so that's cool. That's cool. Seeing how next weekend I'm going to be doing 16 hours of Fight Club straight, I kind of need a working hand. But for this build here, what I'm thinking is like if I crease it here, oh yeah, and then crease it here. Oh my god, I think I have to poop.
A few inches later.
All right, we're back. We should be fart free now. All right, so we need to decide. Do I have a pencil in here? I should, somewhere. Let me find a pencil. All right, had to go to the garage, but I found a pencil. One thing I couldn't find was a straight edge. This can be a problem, however, I'm not gonna make it one. So, I don't even know why I needed a pencil. I really needed a straight edge. What do I have in here that I can use as a straight edge? All right, so being a nerd, I have an old computer panel that is dustier than frig. Probably should have cleaned that. Really don't feel like it. Not gonna bother. So what I'm thinking is, we fold you up like that, and then do the same around here. No measurements are being taken, guys. I'm just winging it. Look, you can tell. And like that. Okay, take my straight edge out of the equation. And if we do one of these and one of these, we now have a potential area to paint with no sidewalls yet. Now there's two ways I can make the sidewalls. I can either cut along my perfectly straight lines down here. You can tell they're perfectly straight by the way they curve. And fold them in and make like a box. Or I can use the second piece of cardboard to cut it out and duct tape it in. Now I mentioned I was going to build a vent on the back to basically apply like a pressure into a filter. I'm going to see if I can get away without doing that. And then if I notice there's too much overspray, then we'll worry about, we'll cross that road later. Right? Because I didn't really buy anything for that part of the project. So that's the reason why I'm thinking about not going that route. However, we do have something, the facsimile of what I saw online, for a lot cheaper. Whether it's functional remains to be seen. Just went up to the garage, get some packing tape just to get a way to hold it still while I decide how I'm going to build the sidewalls. But generally, this is how it'll look. So like, I could be in here airbrushing and the paint would just contain inside of here, theoretically. It's probably not going to work out that way. The other option is to flip it upside down, which gives me more down area and less of a hood, and then just like kind of cut a piece to go along the sides over here and over here to give a sidewall, and then use my white duct tape to like attach everything. It's probably a pretty dumb idea. I'm sure you're all cringing. I'm cringing while building it, so I expect that. So I'm gonna go ahead and lay this thing in this format on this piece of cardboard, cut out some sidewalls. We're gonna get that taped in, and then we'll be on our way to airbrushing indoors. I don't suggest anybody does this at home, but if you do, well, let me know in the comments below. Alrighty, not sure if you can see it, but I traced out a rough. Now I gotta figure out how I'm gonna cut this. Seeing how it's foam board, probably get away with using my knife, so let's have some fun. Oh yeah, look at that precision cut, boys. The CNC couldn't do any better. Oh, watch out for the wiring. Don't go cutting through a USB cable now. Okay, why didn't that cut right through? Okay, with some mad precision, a cut was made. Let's see if this actually fits. Once again, I'm not an engineer. However, the exceptional precision of my cuts, despite the fact that the packing tape let go and the form was lost, and I just eyeballed it back, is pretty damn good. So I'm going to go ahead and duct tape this form on. I should probably clone it first. I'm going to clone it first and then duct tape this form on. All right, we got 2 pieces perfectly cloned. The cuts are precisionally made. Like, I couldn't have done better with a CNC. All it took was a knife and an engineering skill that I don't have. So next up, we're gonna go ahead and tape these using a gift from Mother Nature called duct tape. So my battle plan here is simply to lay this on top as precise as possible, using maximum precision and effort and other complex words. Take the wrapping off my duct tape, which I thought was going to be a harder task than it was, but not so much. Put the wrapper in the waste bin because we do not require it for this project. Maybe in a later project, but this one here we do not require it. Then we'll take some strips off using precision and accuracy to only use what we need for said project. Then with precision tearing, we will tear off strips and do a half and half application to create a fortification of the formulation to attach our side panels to our paint booth. Once again, not an engineer. However, anything is possible with duct tape and a dream. God, this duct tape is stringy. Just when I said absolute precision and I go and do that. That's brilliant. All right, we have the one wall attached. As you can see, absolute precision was used in the creating of that wall. Now, I'm gonna flip it over and we're gonna attach the other wall with absolute precision as well. As you can now see, we have all the walls attached. Everything is set. I'm gonna take off the retaining tape just to see if it'll hold its shape, and it does. Therefore, we have built ourselves a painting booth. Now what I may do to make it more airtight is put some duct tape on the inner seams. Some people would caulk it, but that would increase the value of this, and we're not looking to do that today. These pieces of foam board were $4 each. The duct tape was $1 each. So for $10, because I bought 2 things of duct tape, which I didn't need, and 2 foam boards, which I did need, $10 built me something that would have cost me $110 on Amazon. Now, is the Amazon one better? More than likely, because it wasn't built by me. But will this work? More than likely, because it was built by me. So I probably should have tested this first, but does this thing actually work? Yes. Yes, it does. I don't know what the different colors of the light mean. It's probably some form of, like, different pressure. However, it does work, so that is good. What doesn't work is the brush holder. When you put the brush into where it's supposed to go, it doesn't quite sit in there right, so that's fine. However, I set up my little arm contraption. I don't know, I think this looks pretty Pantene Pro to me. You know, about as good as I can do with duct tape and foam board. Should do solve the problem. And because the air pressure on this isn't really as high as I use in the garage, probably shouldn't be using 60 PSI through a brush so small, but you know, I'm not a professional, never claimed to be. I just want to learn how to airbrush, and winter there's not much to do, so why not print some lures and then paint them up and then probably toss them in the garbage because they suck, or just play with prints that I've already made for testing and see about doing some pretty cool patterns. Who knows? Who knows? But that's pretty much it. That's I'm not going to bother with the filter on the back. Worst case, when I do decide to print something, because right now, or paint something, right now I got nothing really to paint. Also, my paint is frozen, so I gotta wait for it to thaw because it was in the garage and it's freaking cold out. Once I do have something to paint, I'll see how the overspray is, and if it's really, really, really bad, then I will design something in CAD to mount to the back with a replaceable filter option. I realize a lot of people online are using like bounce sheets. They just literally tape them to the back of their contraptions like this and use computer fans to suck the air out. Now, I do have access to computer fans somewhere in this mess that I call a room. And once I locate them, I will be able to make the same idea. But I was thinking about building a filter mount on the back with a removable filter that you can just open up and then put a new bounce sheet in and then close it. And that way there, you don't have to buy filters. You just go to Dollarama and buy bounce sheets. And by bounce sheets, I mean those dryer sheets, guys. Bounce is obviously the name, but for some reason it becomes the product after a while. Like how Kleenex becomes facial tissue. But yeah, I'll 3D print something, design something in CAD, mount it on the back, make it look pretty. The only other problem I'm going to see in here is lighting. Obviously, it's a little darker in there than it is in the rest of the room. So I might use a light strip. However, I did see some on Amazon for like $15 that are white and UV. Now you guys know I use UV resin to cure my lures once they're sealed. So if I could get like a strip of UV and put it along the top there and then protect it with like cellophane or something, just so that the paint doesn't cover it and make it useless. If it's cellophane, I can quickly remove it. Then that would be pretty dope. I could have this being a paint curing station with my Dr. Octopus arms. So I don't know. This is prototyping at its finest without a 3D printer, using foam board from Dollarama and Amazon to buy stuff that some of it I needed, some of it I didn't, but I did, so I got it. Anyway, let me know in the comments below what you think of my little paint booth. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, you know where to put them. Yeah, guess we're ready to have some fun this winter. Oh yeah, and I did show you guys that that line for my fishing rod. So if ice fishing happens, I'm going to be trying to use this thing that looks like it's from 1987. So we'll see how well that goes. Is it a center pin? No, it's not a center pin. It's some Chinese inspired weird bait caster setup. That's not a bait caster. We'll see how well it works. If we actually get the winter we deserve for ice fishing that we need. Fun times. Thanks for watching. Like, favorite, comment. Don't forget to subscribe. And until next time, guys, live it to win it and peace the frig out. Sit, stupid, sit. Good dog.